Hi, my name is Carlette Powell and I'm with Blossoms Up. I would like to discuss today employment law and being in compliance. It is very important for HRs to be informed about knowing what the law is. Basically, I would like to discuss what employment law is. Employment law is a law that governs the employee and the employer relationship. If the company has one or more employees, they still have to be governed by this law. The common goal of the law is to protect the employee. The purpose of the law is to prevent discrimination, promote health and safety, establish a minimum required level for economic support, and prevent work disruption due to disputes between labor and management. Because of this law, Title VII, which is the Civil Rights Act of 1964, prohibits employment discrimination based on race, color, sex, and national origin. This law has to be considered once employees are hiring, firing, promoting, etc. regarding our candidates. Also, we have what's called the FLSA, and that's the Fair Labor Standards Act. This was created a part of legislation during the part of Depression when persons were being overworked and underpaid. This also decided a point where the employee becomes exempt or non-exempt and determine how they are being paid. There are other laws such as the Americans with Disability Act of 1990. This is a law that basically states, covers talking, seeing, hearing, and learning. It also includes if anyone has HIV or AIDS or have been in a program for substance abuse. Another act that we have would be the Age Discrimination Act of 1967. This is where an employer would try to discriminate against someone being 40 years of age or older. If they find that this is being done, the EEOC is then contacted and there are severe penalties upon finding the employer guilty. Another act would be the Immigration Reform and Control Act of 1986. This is where a candidate has to actually prove that they are legally able to work in the United States. They must have proper identification, and there is proper paperwork that must be filled out to prove that they are allowed to work in the United States. Also, we have what's called FMLA, which is the Family Medical Leave Act of 1986. This is where the employee has 12 weeks of unpaid leave yearly. They can leave due to having birth, foster care, caring for a significant parent, a child with a severe illness, or if the employee themselves are severely ill, they can take off. Also, the Department of Labor helps to impose this law. Employers should have posters in view where employees are allowed to view them, stop by and ask questions. They should be allowed and be visible within the company. Also, we have sexual harassment. This is an act that is unwanted sexual advances in the workplace. It has been known, and activity has actually proven that there's low productivity in the company when persons are uncomfortable in their workplace. Within these acts that I have just described, I think in conclusion, it is very important that HR professionals are aware of the laws and the communications between the employee and the employer. When all of these rules and laws are followed, we find that companies will always stay in compliance. Thank you for visiting with us.